Hello people and welcome to a new video. Many of you have expressed confusion about what constitutes a language, so let's clarify. Defining a language. Defining a language isn't straightforward due to various definitions. This is written on Wikipedia. Language is a structured system of communication that consists of grammar and vocabulary. It is primary means by which humans convey meaning, both in spoken and written forms, and may also be conveyed through sign language. Though that's a bit vague, so we need to go down the history lane. Language, from Old French over Latin and ultimately Proto-Indo-European, originally meant something like tongue and speech, as it still does in many languages today. Nonetheless, we are still taking into account sign language, as despite the medium, it's the same thing. Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure differentiated between the concept language and a specific system, langue, and parole as the use of speech. He and other linguists like Herder debated about the origin of language, but that's a topic for another video. Language can be viewed as a tool for communication. It can also be seen as a mental ability innate to humans. Maybe language is a construct that is built on foundational rules like Noam Chomsky's theories of universal grammar and the innate nature of language structure. Whatever your theory is, linguists found a few universal rules for languages, also called linguistic universals. A few of these rules would be: every human community has a language. Every language has pronouns. All languages have at least 2 vowels. Languages always change. But in general, we know what language is. But I want to dive deeper in what a language is. English is a language, yes, a natural language to be specific. Mandarin is a language. French is a language, German is a language, Esperanto and Silesian are languages. Wait, many of you seem to disagree on that. Not every instance of a language is directly a language. A Sprach ist ein Dialekt mit einer Armee und Flot. A language is a dialect with an army and fleet. For what is and is not a language, sociolinguistic criteria play a big role. There is the language systemic criterion, where you differentiate 2 languages by looking at differences in grammar, vocab, phonology, and phonetics. The criterion of comprehensibility. This is a very pragmatic approach. When a German can't understand French, then they are speaking a different language. But this is also very arbitrary, as there are languages which are mutually comprehensible, like Serbian and Croatian, which aren't one language. On the other hand, there are many dialects that aren't comprehensible but still aren't their own language, because of the criterion of language politics. Politics often define what is a language and what not. Many nations want their de facto dialect to be a language. That's why Serbian and Croatian, or Urdu and Hindi, are seen as different languages. This also works the other way around. Arabic, for example, has a really wide dialect continuum, where you could regard Moroccan and Egyptian Arabic as 2 different languages, but they aren't. Lastly, minority languages or dialects are often demoted to dialects or promoted to languages, like in Catalonia, Silesia. Calling a dialect a language often happens when it's a dialect of a neighboring country's language, like Galician in Spain. A very important thing that also classifies a language is how ausgebaut they are. Yes, I threw in a random German word. It basically means codified or developed. The term was coined by Heinz Kloß, and that's where we get back to Max Weinreich's quote: if a dialect is decently developed, it has more reason to be seen as a language, which is also true for constructed languages. Would I call Globasa, a constructed language with like 5 speakers, a real language? No, it's not ausgebaut enough. Would I call my mother tongue Silesian with over 100 books, movies, poems, a language? Yes. But my opinion doesn't matter. You should only care for the holy SIL or ISO. These are two big institutes who define what a language is and what isn't. I'd focus only on the SIO now. It's the International Organization for Standardization, the NGO that brought you standardized paper and country codes. They also decide what is and isn't a language. To get a language code, you have to write a really long form with literature and a good argumentation. They even allowed Tokipona to have a language code. Do they also have political motivation? Sure. No one is free of bias, but they are pretty good at their decisions, and regarding Silesian, they say this: it's a language. This is why I'm very happy that in the coming weeks, Silesian might get officially recognized as a language by the Polish government. Niech żyje Śląsk. And don't forget to like and subscribe.